Hello, friends. Dr. K here for Dr. K's Office Hours. Today we're going to talk about how to create a solid bedtime routine. But before we launch in, I would like to read the land acknowledgement from where I live in Niagara region of Ontario, Canada. I acknowledge that the land on which I live and work is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, many of whom continue to work and live here today. This territory is covered by the Upper Canada Treaties and is within the land protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. Today this gathering place is home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples, and acknowledging reminds us that our great standard of living is directly related to the resources and friendship of Indigenous people. This is heavy on our hearts here today on July 1st in Canada. So let's move on. Okay, how to create a solid bedtime routine. So you all know that I'm all about morning routines lately. And maybe you're wondering why am I talking about bedtime routines? Well, this isn't rocket science. They're related, but we tend not to want to acknowledge that. Especially those of us who are creative night owls, those of us who love to stay up late and work and do the things. One of the things, I think the one objection that I get the most from people who say, I want to create a morning routine, but the biggest but in this whole thing is, but I have trouble getting up in the morning. I stay up too late. I don't get enough sleep. I can't get up in the morning. I can't get up earlier. I can't get up, blah, blah, blah. So believe me, I 100% get you, because that was me and continues to be me. It's something that I have to keep managing. But you know what? I have a killer morning routine now. And one of the things that was really crucial for me to understand, I had to be a big girl about it and really have a close look at my bedtime routine. Not even so much the routine, but some of the steps that I needed to think about to get a routine in place. We're going to walk through that. Now, I have a freebie for you to help you walk through this. All of the things I'm going to talk through today, I have a PDF download for you that's free. Go to my website, theessentialmusician.ca. Any of the homepage or the blog page, when you scroll down, it'll pop up. It's also at the bottom of this blog post. And it is the 12 steps that I'm going to talk to you about right now. So if you don't have to worry about taking notes or whatever, because all good students do that. Anyway, I have it in a PDF for you, so go grab it. Okay. One of the things we need to talk about is bedtime revenge procrastination, or revenge bedtime procrastination. I've written a couple of blog posts on that too. This is basically when we stay up too late. Too late is only too late if it affects you the next day, right? So staying up too late, so doing things for you because you didn't have enough time to do things for you during the day. It's time that you steal from your sleep to give to yourself. So, and when we hear it that way, we're like, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense. But it kind of does, because when you get into the late evening time and you really want time for yourself and you love to stay up late, it's so easy just to fall into this pattern of just staying up too late. So why bother with a bedtime routine? Well, if you're someone who has trouble falling asleep, now that was me, and I'm not a great sleeper. I'm also not a sleep expert, so please, if you need a professional to help you with your sleep, that ain't me. Go talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. But this is just some things that, of course, we know about routines and how they help trigger emotional responses. And I have had my own struggles with insomnia for many, 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 many years. And I don't know really how I fell into my bedtime routine, but now if there are certain key things in my bedtime routine that if I don't do them, I don't sleep. So it's something that I've really come to rely on. It's tricky when you're traveling, but it can be done. Okay. It used to be too, I think one of the reasons I like to stay up late is because I'm not a good sleeper. So I used to stay up late enough that I knew I would be so tired that I wouldn't have trouble falling asleep. I totally did that. I did that on purpose. So now that I've kind of got my bedtime routine under control, I don't really have that problem anymore. So how do we start tackling this beast? How do you eat an elephant? Not that you'd want to eat an elephant, poor elephants, but one bite at a time. Oh, that's a terrible saying. Anyway, let's tackle this. So here's step number 1. You need to figure out your non-negotiable wake-up time. We all have that. It's that panic time when you have to get up at this point, otherwise stuff's gonna not be good for you. Like if you need to get your kids on the school bus, or you need to get your butt in front of a class at 9 a.m. or whatever. So we all have that non-negotiable wake-up time because there's stuff we have to do to become functioning people in the daytime. So what is that non-negotiable wake-up time? And it can be a different time every day, but just pick a time and start there. You can always tweak this later, and you can tweak it every single day too. Step 2, how much sleep do you need? Not how much sleep can you function on, because we creative night owls, we're really good at not getting enough sleep. We're used to that, right? Oh, I'll sleep in on the weekends, and we do, but that is not a way to create. If you want a morning routine, not everybody wants a morning routine, but if you want one, you have to get serious about this, because the only way you'll be consistent with your morning routine is if you get enough sleep consistently. So I used to go on 4 to 6 hours a night because I always stayed up too late, and for years and years and years, my what do you call that thing? New Year's resolution was to be lights out in bed, lights out by midnight. Never happened. For years, it was always 1 or 2, sometimes 3 on a work night, all the time. And now this year, I finally do it. Finally. So if I need 7.5 hours of sleep. I need 7. 7.5 is like the heavens are open, but I need 7 consistently. So if my bedtime, actually, we'll get to that next. But you figure out how much time you need on a sustainable basis. Not how much can you function on, but how much do you need? I need 7. 7.5 is great. Any more than that, and I don't sleep the next night. And this was solidified for me. A couple weeks ago, I was able to sleep and not have to set an alarm. I let myself just sleep as long as I wanted. And I woke up after 7.5 hours without my alarm. Can't remember the last time I woke up without my alarm. So that's how I know. So figure it out. Figure out what is, like, be realistic. Some of you might need 9 hours. You got to figure this out, okay? All right. Number 3, determine your lights out time. Do the math. Let me see, what did I say here? If your non-negotiable wake-up time, your panic wake-up time is 7 a.m. and you need 7 hours of sleep, you need to be lights out at midnight. It's not rocket science. We can do that math, right? For years, that seemed completely impossible to me, but it is possible. Number 4, have a really close look at what you do before bed. So we all have certain things we do to get ready for bed every night. Brush our teeth, put on our pajamas, whatever. Everybody has their thing. And determine how much time it takes. So my target lights out time is 11:15, which, if you're paying attention, you should be able to figure out what time I get up. Right? So my lights out time is 11:15. Do I always make it? No. But most days I do. So for me, I like to work in the evening. I'm a night owl. I like to work in the evening. But I need to shut off my computer at 10:30. I've determined after doing this a lot that my nighttime routine takes 45 minutes. So I need to turn off my computer at 10:30 every night. I let the dogs out. I take a bath every night. Every night. And that's the thing. If I skip that, I might as well not sleep. Okay? Run the diffuser in the bathroom while I'm doing my bedtime stuff. I do the post-bath things, teeth and jammies and all that stuff. And if it's not yet 11:15, I get to play a little Candy Crush. And lights out at 11:15. Does it happen every night? No. Caution, if you're someone who likes to do something on a device before bed like I do, Candy Crush. Candy Crush and I have a complicated relationship. So it's something that I've had to negotiate with myself and be very careful, because it's one of those things that has become a bedtime procrastination ploy for me. But we're good. We're good right now. But I have to keep tabs on it. Okay, number 5. How long is your bedtime routine? I just told you mine is about 45 minutes. Am I tied specifically to the 45 minutes? No, but you have to have some sort of a general idea so you know how much time you need to budget. And for me, when I notice that I'm staying up too late, you'll notice that the first step in my bedtime routine was turn off the computer at 10:30. If I wait too long, any later than 10:30, and I'm staying up too late, and then I have trouble getting up in the morning, all of my difficulty getting up in the morning comes back to what time I turn off my computer the night before. It's all connected. This is what we miss. We tend not to dive deeply enough into these plans. So number 6, are you meeting your lights out time? If not, so for me, if I'm not getting to bed at 11:15, or to lights out, not just bed, lights out. Creative Night Owls, I see you. We watch Netflix, we play Candy Crush, we read books. Don't read books at bedtime, I keep you up. Okay. For me, are you meeting your lights out time? If yes, great. Go to the next step. If not, be realistic. Where are you getting stuck? I get stuck in Candy Crush sometimes. Lately, I get stuck with closing that computer at 10:30. That's hard for me because my brain's just waking up then. I love to work at that time. So for me, I have to be really careful with my shutting off the computer at 10:30. Otherwise, that turns into my bedtime revenge procrastination. I like to work, and I like to work at night. So this is hard, y'all. This is hard, but it's possible. Number 7, what do you need to cut? If you've noticed that you are diving into bedtime revenge procrastination, you have to look at your triggers. What are your triggers? I can work on my computer and shut down at 10:30 at night as long as I don't have social media open. I figured that out. If you're someone who likes to watch, just one episode of season 5 of Schitt's Creek, and all of a sudden you've watched the whole season, maybe that's a trigger. Maybe save that for the weekend. Schitt's Creek is awesome. So you just need to be really mindful. Where are you whiling away your time? What triggers that? Okay. Number 8, find your procrastination triggers. We all have them. So your job is to recognize when they happen. So I just mentioned this, but for me, Candy Crush is a huge trigger, right? I can do it under controlled circumstances. One of the things I had to do, I tried, we're getting into that next, but one of the things I do with Candy Crush is if I think that I'm going to while away the time, I play it standing up. And then it's more of a cue that I need to not play all night. Number 9, locate replacement triggers or trigger replacements. So, for example, if you have a Candy Crush habit like I do, but you rely on it to wind down, you can't just stop doing something that you rely on. If you have a Candy Crush habit that you need to manage, try doing a replacement. Maybe you're going to try some gratitude journaling, or maybe you're going to try some, guided meditation with an app or something. But try it. I tried that. It didn't work for me, but what did work for me was, okay, I can do some Candy Crush as long as I'm standing up. So it's the standing up that seems to be okay. But you need to figure out a replacement. You can't just stop doing something that you rely on. For example, if I were to just decide not to have my bath at night, I'd have to replace it with something, or I just won't feel settled. Okay, step number 10, your new routine with timings. Have a really close look at all of the steps you've now put together. You've tweaked it all. You've figured out your trigger replacements. Write it all down with timings so you have a really good sense of exactly how much time you need. Number 11, try it. Try it and assess. Did it work? Did it not? What worked? What didn't? Okay, number 12. If things worked in number 11, you don't need to do number 12. If you need to tweak your new bedtime routine, strategize. Again, keep revisiting. Did you have revenge bedtime procrastination? If so, what was it? And what was the trigger? Find a trigger replacement. Repeat. Let me see. Did I give you steps? No. So you have to keep revising. Do it, try it, assess. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Again and again and again. Do I ever have this nailed down? No. I always have to figure this out. I always have to revise and strategize and assess. Always. So I would really love to know how this goes for you. It'll make more sense if you grab that PDF and work through it with the document. I really want to know how this goes for you, but you need to be patient with yourself. This is hard. If you're a night person, this is hard, but it can be done, and I'm testament to that. It can be done. I believe in you, and I really do want to know how it goes. So comment below here, send me a message, send me a DM. I want to know how it goes. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Happy bedtime routine to you.